bounce ideas off, help one another learn. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to take these courses online and to learn and alongside the gospel. We ask that our friends and family are safe tonight, and those that haven't joined us yet will be able to do so shortly. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 And there you are.
There I am. Just barely. Oh, I got a migraine tonight. It's bad.
Well, we just started, so as you can tell.
Yeah.
We decided we were going to assign you whatever we felt like, though, if you didn't show up. So, but I can
No. Hey, that works too.
Anyway, we have the quiz open.
Okay, let me get to that and jump to where you guys are.
Have you tried? Do you get migraines all the time?
No, it's not often. It's actually very, very rare for me. I used to all the time.
My daughter gets them all the time, or she used to get them all the time. I mean, they were bad. And she finally had one of those ring things put in her ear. Have you heard about that? It's on the inside of your ear. It's a ring that goes on the inside of your ear. It's like on the nerves or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And she hasn't had a migraine since she's gotten that put in, and that's been about 6 months ago. And
never even heard about that.
Yeah, she was having them daily. She has not had one. She's off all her medication, everything. So.
Wow. No, I actually know what did it to me. So, I mean, I found that when I was getting constant migraines, I couldn't put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, every time I would start dieting and lifting weights or trying to get fit,
Mm-hmm.
I would get them really bad, and I always figured, oh, it's because I'm cutting my diet and I'm not eating eating enough food like I normally do. But it turned out that wasn't it at all. I found out that anytime I break off of processed sugar, I get slammed with migraines because I didn't realize to the extent how bad my body was addicted to them.
Yep, that'll do it.
And we have a few festivities over the weekend, and I didn't realize that I was eating that much processed sugar. So when I went to work today and I had cut myself off, it was like, bam, migraine, bad. And so as long as I stay away from processed sugar, I don't get them. But the second I do them again, it's like, there you go, right back on the wagon, and the headaches start.
There you go.
Alrighty, I'm just about there. This is lesson 16, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
In your bed?
Group quiz.
Here, come get in your bed. Right here.
So this week's lesson seemed like more of the same, didn't it? Just a little tweak to the formulas we're already using.
Yeah. Yep. And I like pie charts, so we're awesome there.
Alrighty, I am in the quiz.
Okay. Question 3. In a pie chart, why are the slices, sectors different sizes? And I chose, each slice represents a category, and the area of each slice represents the proportion of the total occupied by the category.
I thought it was just because it was more visually appealing.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's what I got too.
No. Yeah, you got me on a second. I bought that.
I'm sorry.
Like, yes,
No, you're fine.
It's pretty, but that's not why.
Anyways, yeah. So question 4, how are bar charts and Pareto or Pareto charts related?
I
think it's the last one, right?
Uh-huh.
Hi, guys.
Hey there.
If this is the kind of questions we could get on our final exams, I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
if this was the type of question we could get on any exam, I'd be happy with it. Oh man, I did so bad on this last exam. It was ridiculously bad. And I felt completely confident too.
Have you got an appointment with her?
No, but I have one at the tutoring center. I live just like 20 minutes away from BYUI.
Oh, there you
So I think I'm just going to start going there to do my homework.
go. All right, use the following information for the next 3 questions. We conclude that p hat is normally distributed if NP is greater or equal to 10 and N parentheses 1 minus P is equal or greater or equal to 10. Is P the true proportion or the sample proportion?
I put true proportion.
Yeah, because the p hat is the sample, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, then that's
exactly.
true proportion. Okay, somebody else's turn.
What is N?
N is the sample size.
Right. All right. If
The
P
number
equals
of candidates in an election? What the heck?
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
I don't know. I guess it must be my turn. Number 7. If P is 1/4, what is the smallest N that satisfies the requirement? I said 4.
If P is 1/4.
If it's 1/4, I'm assuming that
Yeah, it's
1 is their top number and 4 is the N in that whole piece.
sounds.
Oh, wait, maybe it's one of those confusing. It's not a, well, yeah, P. Versus, it's not a P hat.
No, it's not a P hat.
Well, to satisfy the requirement, N1 minus P has to be greater than or equal to 10, right?
Right.
Oh, so we got to do that
That's
piece
right.
of it.
Absolutely.
You have to write it out. Yay.
Yeah, you have to.
So basically, it has to be a number times 0.75 that needs to be less than or greater than 10, right?
Yep. I left all my notes at work, so sorry.
So
I've done that before.
So we've got N of P greater than equal to 10, or N, and in parens 1 minus P greater than equal to 10. So if P equals 1/4, we would just substitute N times 1/4 greater than equal to 10. And we take N times 1 minus the 1/4 greater than equal to 10. So N would have to be greater than equal to 40, or
I gotta find this.
Yeah, I think it's 40.
point.
You think that's 40?
Yeah, N has to be greater than equal to 40 for the top portion. What's 10 divided by 0.75?
It'd be a 0.25, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's 1/4.
Yeah.
So that'd be 40.
0.25? Well, if I do N and then multiply 1 minus the 1/4, 1 minus a quarter is 0.75.
Oh. But the it's got to be true for both of them, and so
And
the
that-
first one will give you a higher one than the second one.
True. The other one's like 13 something. So yeah, it has to be 40. Well, I'm glad you said something because I would have totally gotten that one wrong.
I mean, I think so, from what I understand.
No, I think you're right on.
I do too.
Sweet. Next.
All right.
The 7 was 40. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, 40.
Okay.
All right. Suppose N equals 24 and P equals 0.4. What is the mean of P? And this one, isn't this the x divided by the number? Isn't that the formula we use on this one?
Number 8.
Isn't the
I
mean
said-
of P equal to P?
Or it's not the P equal the lower P divided by the N, the P hat divided by N.
Yeah, I thought
it
that's
said
what we were
hat
looking
equals
at.
P somewhere. Didn't it?
The
Well, I
primary
remember.
mu, and now we would like to estimate mu and now P.
I remember.
Measure of the population, and it's typically unknown.
Oh,
Sure.
and number 3 on the thing, it says, what is the mean of the sampling distribution of the samples proportion P hat?
Right.
And on that one, it said P or the population proportion.
Yeah, so I think they're equal to each other. Because then on part
Okay.
2, they were equal to each other. So I think it's just 0.4.
Alrighty.
Because, yeah. I think the rounding thing is giving us a hint too, because if we did the divide
Oh
0.4
yeah.
by 24, it'd be a lot of decimals.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
Is
right.
it 0.4? Is it 0.400?
It's just to the 10th place, so I think it's just 0.4.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
What's the standard deviation? N is 24.
I should plug it into Excel.
Maybe 8 isn't right, because isn't it the
No.
P hat minus P? Is that the one?
P
Or P
hat,
hat divided by N.
or P hat equals the square root of P, parentheses 1 minus P, divided by N.
Oh, I think I'm an idiot. We need to use, for question 8, we need to do the P hat equals to the square root of P, parentheses 1 minus P over N.
Yeah,
That's 9. Isn't that number 9 for the standard
That's-
deviation?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought 9 was.
Oh, I'm not
exactly
an idiot. Never
that.
mind. I'm right. All right, let's do that for 9 then.
Okay.
I will continue calculating.
Goodness gracious.
Wait a minute.
It's a challenge, huh?
Every day.
At times.
Can you say you're learning something new this go around?
0.02. So do we put the 0.02 in the applet?
Is that the
That's
standard deviation? I don't think you put that in the applet.
how we get
You
there.
got to then calculate the z-score.
Here we go. I found it. So I got 0.02. I'm going to calculate that. here.
Wait, you got 0.02?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong.
Unless I've got the wrong numbers in here. Hang on. If I have it. Oh, I got the wrong. I got the wrong numbers. I'm using the numbers from above. Hang on. I'm so wrong. N is 24. P is 0.4.
I got 1/10.
4.
Yeah, me too.
Square root. Okay. That's like, wait a minute. I'm using the 25 and the 75 again. So let me try that again. All right.
I can't tell you how often I do that.
Wow.
So I have like, if I take that negative out of the square root, I get like 1.855.
What negative?
I don't know what I was doing. I did like 9.6 minus or times 1 minus 9.6.
9.6?
Where you getting the
You should
9.6?
just be using 0.4.
Yeah.
0.4.
So it's just
I think
0.4 times 1 minus 0.4 divided by 24.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
because
got
I was doing my P equal my little P hat divided by N, and then I ended up doing 9.6 from that. So that's all wrong. Yeah. So I should be doing 0.4 for my P. So
Right.
0.4 times 1 minus 0.4 divided by 24 is squared.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Using our calculator again. One. Bean, that mean that's right.
Always imagine it means I had a brainstorm or an idea.
All right, so did everybody get 0.1 then?
I did.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's move on.
Awesome.
Brittany's batting average is 0.3. They want to determine if the probability she'll get more than 35 hits in her next 100 at bat. N equals 100 and P equals 0.3. What is P hat?
Here we go again.
Would P hat be 0.3 or 0.35?
Don't we have to calculate it?
The P hat.
is the square root of P, parentheses 1 minus P, divided by N.
Well, I mean that's the standard deviation,
Yeah.
right?
That was the standard deviation, what we just did in the problem above.
Okay, standard deviation.
So that's question 11, but question 10, is that
Right.
going to be the 0.3 or the 0.35? I think it'd be the 0.3.
Yeah, because it's just like question 8, right?
Yeah.
Same as above.
So I would go with the 0.3, I think. But what do I know?
Sounds good to me.
Are you recording, by the way?
Yeah.
All right. What is the standard deviation of P hat?
I got 0.046.
No, it was asking for 3 decimal points. Yep, that's what I got. Took me a while, but I got it.
Wait,
Sorry, my fingers are working slow.
You're good.
Oh, that was not it.
So was the P hat was the P hat we had to do that little formula.
No.
No, the
It's
standard,
just 0.3.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys get 0.045?
0.046.
Yeah, I got
Oh yeah,
0.046.
sorry, I didn't round. You're right. 0.046.
At 0.046. Okay.
What's the z-score?
I got 1.091.
Okay, hang on. How did you get that?
So I just took the mean of what she wanted, which is 0.35, minus the P, which is 0.3, divided by the standard deviation.
Oh, the 0.46.
Yeah.
And then you use the applet?
Yep. I use the
Okay.
applet. We got to use the applet for the
Yeah.
next one, which is the probability on 13.
All right.
Keep grabbing the wrong thing. Okay, what did you get? I'm sorry, what did you get for number 12?
I got 1.091.
Why should we get that?
Did you get something different?
I did, and I don't know how I got it, so now I gotta figure it out. Okay, so you took the 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you times it by 0.3, right?
I thought you said subtracted by 0.3.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm timesing.
Okay, and then divided by the
Standard deviation.
the standard deviation.
I don't know.
And I think that should give you negative 6.17.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say you got for the z-score?
Oh, no, I was just saying after the 0.35 minus the 0.3 divided by the 0.46, I got negative 6.17 before I put it in the applet.
I got 1.091. What did you do?
I did 0.35
Mm-hmm.
subtracted by 0.3.
Are you doing this on Excel?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And then because
Divided by standard deviation.
you shouldn't get a negative number if you're subtracting 0.35 divided by 3 or minus 3. Are you putting those in parentheses in whatever you're using?
No, that's exactly what I put. 0.35 minus 0.3 divided by 0.046.
You'd have to make an equal there after your 0.3 because with the minus and you have 0.3 divided by, it's doing that divided by calculation before it subtracts it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you should have a positive number. And I came up with 1.091. I don't know if that's right or not, but either way, it should be positive.
91 or 87?
Huh?
I got like 1.087 if I do 0.35 minus 0.3 divided by the 0.046. Of course, I just took that number instead of.
Yeah, I didn't round it. I'm using the number that it gave us. Like the full number.
Okay.
Because it says do not round until your last calculation, and so
I should not. Yeah. So if you got 1.091, that's going to be more accurate.
Okay.
What did you get? 0. What or 1.0 what?
1.09.
Okay. Yeah, I got 1.091.
What I got, 1.091.
All right, sweet. And then we just take that and plug it into the probability applet. And she needs at least 35 hits, so I think it'll be it's a left to the left side.
Left side.
Left or everything to the left? No. Correct the question.
I think so.
0.8.
What was that?
0.862.
At least.
Next one.
Yeah, that's what I have is 0.862.
Yep.
Oh, so we can read. Use the following information for the next 3 questions. If the true population of people who support political candidates is 50.52, and if n equals 2,000 people are surveyed, we want to determine the probability that the results of the survey will suggest the candidate is losing the election, getting less than 50% of the votes. Oh, good Lord. What is the standard deviation of the p-hat? I should be able to do is now P is 0.52, whoops, 0.5.
Less than.
N is 2000.
Boy, I gotta
Minus,
create some formulas for some of this stuff, huh?
yeah, me too.
Standard
Well,
deviation.
when you watch the, you know how they go over in video form
Right?
the PowerPoint? Man, that guy
Right.
makes so much sense when he explains it.
And then you look at it and go, what did you say, when you have to look at it without his explaining it?
Yeah, exactly. But I print up the PowerPoint like on notes page, and I just start taking notes as he's talking.
All right. So standard deviation.
I got 0.011.
Yep.
Thanks for letting me work that out, guys. Okay. What z-score would you use? Yeah.
What would the other number be?
For the z-score,
Mm-hmm.
the z-score equals the value minus the mean divided by the standard deviation, or the p hat minus p divided by standard deviation.
Yeah, so what would the other number be?
So p hat and p. Let's go back up. Our total is.
Isn't that when we take our x and divide it by n? Because we don't have the p hat.
Yeah, p hat equals x divided by n, or in this case, it would be divided by
Is that
x would be the
We know that, yeah, if we know p equals p hat divided by n, so it'd be n times p is p hat.
I'm so confused.
Me too.
I think n equals n times p is my p hat, which sounds really large. But if we have p equals p hat divided by n, and if p is 0.52, and if I multiply that by my 2,000,
x is number of successes? What the heck does that mean?
That should be funny, but it is.
well, I say we use 1,040 for our p hat.
There's no way it's that high. Because if we're only minusing 0.52 from that, that's going to give you an insanely high.
But that's about 52% of 2,000, and that's our sample data, right? Oh, it's 2,000 people. I don't know.
Because what we're looking for is the number we subtract from 0.52.
Right.
Would we plug in the? Oh, we have to calculate the z-score. What if we take 52%? We know that. Well, we want to do getting less than 50%, right? So if we were to plug in 50% into our normal probability, it would be 0.5 in the area. Oh, that gives us a z-score of 0.
Huh.
Well, that was a thought, but I guess I don't know if that's the right thought. Or do we plug in P equals 0.52?
Divided by 2,000.
Point 0.52 gives us a z-score of like 0.05.
Getting less than 50% of the votes. Does that mean we would just put 0.5 minus 0.52 divided by the standard deviation?
I wondered that myself, but I am not confident in it, so I didn't say anything.
We could try it and see what it shows up as.
So what did you guys end up with there?
Nothing.
I'm still looking to try to figure this out.
If we use 0.5, then it's negative 1.790. But I don't know if that's correct. If that's what we need to do.
The sampling distribution. If n of p is greater than or equal to 10 and n of 1 minus p.
Well, we have
Okay, so the example 3.32 has a political question on here. If p is
Yeah,
at
that's what I was looking
this, what's the probability of p being greater than 0.05? First we find the z-score.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
think
saying 0.5
0.5.
minus the 0.48. So yeah, I guess we do our sample minus.
Yeah, this one's just a less than. So I think it is 0.5.
So 0.5 minus that 0.52.
Yeah.
Divided by the standard deviation.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Which gives us a negative number.
Right.
You already have it plugged into your calculator.
Yeah.
You already got the formulas plugged in, don't you?
Well, a super rough version of. I can make a better sheet, but.
So we got 0.5 minus 0.52 divided by 0.11. Is that right?
So
Yeah.
Or 0.011. That might make a difference.
So it'd be like 0.52 times 1 minus
Negative
0.52.
1.18.
Yeah, I got negative 1.790.
That's interesting.
What'd you get?
Negative 1.818. So we've got 0.5.
Well, I think what's happening is that I'm using the standard deviation without any rounding or anything.
Uh-huh.
And if you're just using 0.011,
Yeah.
then that'll give us a small difference between our numbers.
Yeah, okay, so let me refigure this and get the whole number.
I got 1.818.
We're doing 2,000 on this question, I think. 2,000.
So what answer do we want to go with, the negative 1.790?
Okay, so 0.004, what is that? Oh, that must be my standard deviation. So I have to do
Is everyone else getting? What's everyone else getting for Z-score?
I'll tell you in a second.
After we divide by our standard deviation and we go to plug it into the normal probability app, how are we shading it?
I think it's just the left side since it's less than.
Okay.
Did you get you didn't get like a negative 4.103? That's not right, huh?
No, I got negative 1.790. What'd you put in your formula?
Oh, I think I've got my formulas mixed up.
This is
Well,
just
I did the
just 0.5 minus
0.5.
0.52 divided by standard deviation.
Okay, and what did you get for your standard deviation?
Negative 1.790.
I got negative
That's my standard.
1.818.
Okay, let me figure out what I did because I did something wrong. I did like the 0.05 times 1 minus 0.05 divided by 2,000.
1,000.
So-
And I had all that as a square root, so I did something wrong.
So I messed with mine a little bit, and if I divide by 0.011, I get what you guys got. But if I divide by the full standard deviation that isn't rounded, I get what I got.
1.790.
Yeah.
Close.
Let's go with what you have for now.
Or negative 1.790, yeah.
Negative 1.790. Okay.
And then I got 0.038 when I plugged it into the probability applet.
See, and I got 0.37, so that would make sense because you were a little bit different than I was.
I'll have to go back and play with my little numbers, but make sure
So
I got the right.
then what are we calling the Z-score then?
Negative 1.790. Is that right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Are you still, Aaron, are you still using that little Z-score table thingy that you built?
No, I was just throwing numbers in Excel. I can build another table.
I have to say, that one doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. I need to make another one.
Okay, this is great.
All right, so I just turned it in,
Yeah,
and we got 13 and 10 wrong. So I think 10 is 0.35. Not sure. So that would change. That changed 13.
is it
Not really
0.35 or just 35?
Huh?
Isn't it just 35, not 0.35? Number 10? He had?
I thought it was 0.35.
Batting average is 0.3. She will
So
get
that's
more
wrong.
than 35 hits. N is 100 and peak equal 0.3.
Because I think it'd be basically 35 over 100. So it'd make it 0.35.
Yes.
All right, 0.35.
And what was the other
That's
one?
what I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but
So we missed 10 and 13?
yeah, and then 13's incorrect.
So it's not the 0.862.
Yeah. We got everything else correct.
What was 16?
0.038.
Yeah.
All right, so 13.
What is the probability that Brittany gets at least 35 hits in her next 100 at-bats? Huh. All right. Back to the PowerPoint. I'm not a fan of probability.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more It seemed like it was a shorter lesson, but there's a lot of different little.
We got the z-score right though, so I'm not sure how we got the probability wrong. We must have shaded the wrong stuff or something.
P hat equals x divided by n.
Because I thought it was just z-score and then you just toss it in there. But
Right.
we got something wrong there.
All right, so we know that's a z-score, but and then the question is at least 35 hits in her next 100 at bats.
Yeah, I think it should be still shaded to the left.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it didn't
That would
like
give
that.
it 0.862.
Yep, but it gave me that wrong when I did that. What the honkity honk?
I don't know. I don't even have a clue what else to do because that should be right.
Does it have? Did it say greater than?
Oh, hang on.
No, it doesn't say.
At least.
N equals 100, P equals 0.03. So P hat is 0.35, at least that's what you guys were saying. So question 11, what's the standard deviation of P? Well, P is
It's 0.046. We got that right.
Right.
1 minus 0.3.
So if P hat equals X divided by N,
100.
and we know that N is 100, but it says that my P is 0.03. How does P hat and P?
And that 0.03 is what we had wrong on question 10, right?
But we knew that P hat minus P. So if the P hat minus P divided by the square root of P times 1 minus P divided by N, and we got that part right.
Yeah, the z-score is correct. We're just shading in the wrong stuff.
And the z-score was like 1.091 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, shouldn't we be rounding?
Didn't we do
the right
0.3? We did 0.35 minus 0.3. So 0.3 should have been the answer.
For what?
But for number 10, but you said that the 0.3 is wrong?
Yeah.
Well, it's P hat minus P, so it makes sense that the B hat would be 0.35.
Oh, because it's the P hat is 0.35. Yeah, because P hat's first. P hat is a 0.35. So that one's definite now.
Yeah, it's just I'm just not quite sure what to do for 13.
Right. It's like, do you shade the left? Do you shade the left in the middle? I mean, shading left obviously was wrong.
We just shade the tail?
Right.
You guys,
Yes.
on number 13,
Yes.
you put your 1.091 and shade the right because it's at least 35 hits. So they're looking for at least 35 hits, so it'd be the right side. So your answer would be 0.138. And by the way, I got that right.
Okay, well that makes sense.
So they want the right side.
I get it. It's 35 hits or more. If you shade the left side, that means it's 35. Okay, I get it now.
Sense. Yeah.
And you got 10 right for 0.35?
I got 10 right. 0.35, yes. Yes, 0.35.
Awesome.
And 0.1338. Awesome. Had no idea
Very
what I was
awesome.
doing, but I took a chance and got it right. So there you go.
Hey, well, that works.
We did the math, we did the middle, we couldn't figure it out, so I did the right and submitted it. So there you go.
That's perfect.
That worked.
Okay, let's go do the homework and be done with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, we also need to talk about our project now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we do.
And I submitted some ideas, and I don't know about you guys. I mean, Aaron and I kind of talked about it a little bit, see what you guys think. I gave a list here, some thoughts that I had. I don't know what you guys, comparing gas, I think everybody's going to do that. That was one of the examples. Aaron was right. And comparing home prices, that would kind of probably be, I don't know, complicated. Comparing sugar content of different brands of bread, groups
I
of
like
people.
I
that
do.
one.
I like that too, actually.
I kind of like the bread one. I think it would be easy. We could go to the grocery store. Each of us could be assigned, something and take a look at it
Yeah.
Right.
to do a random sampling. And there's plenty of bread.
That
And
would
you guys
be
have
easy.
different stores in your area than I have in my area.
Right.
So they have their own private selection type bread, their own generic, whatever.
Yeah, I got a
So-
variety of, and we could get, put together a list and go, okay, here's a list and see how we each compare on our breads and
Okay, I can submit that, and I don't mind being the main writer for the design of the study.
okay.
We got there's quite a few questions to fill out. Should we go over all of them together?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, right now, all we need to do for the final project, design the study,
Mm-hmm.
all we have to do is tell her what it is that we're going to design.
She
I
has
thought
to
we had
approve
to
it
fill out
first.
that whole Word document and turn it in by this weekend
Which
and have it approved.
by then?
Huh?
Okay. All right,
That's what I thought. Isn't that what she said in her email?
probably. I stopped reading her emails. She was giving way too much information. Okay, so let's see here. I've got it right here.
I can't even get into my school email at work because
Oh, it's restricted.
it's restricted from the Department of Energy.
Okay, so it says on November 11th, your design study document is due. Make sure you take time during your group meeting this week to discuss what is of interest to study for your final project. Attached to the design the study document, you will need to fill out with some information and a simple example of how to fill out the form. All right, so I've got the example, I got the form. You guys got it?
Yep.
So, what is the example here? I put all our names down. That was the easy thing. Okay, here's our simple.
Must be approved by your teacher before you can collect any
So does that
data.
mean we need to just send it to her, or do we need to invite her to our next group meeting?
No, I think we just
I
need to
thought
send it.
she, yeah, okay. I was to say I thought she wanted to attend one of our meetings.
No, she does want to attend one of our meetings, but I think we just have to
That's something separate.
our idea so that she could approve it before
Right.
we get working on it.
That sounds good
All
to
right.
me.
So we need to decide the main writers for all the areas.
Right.
I can be the main writer for collect the data.
Okay.
That's either 7 steps and 4 of us. So no, there's 6 steps and 4 of us. So 2 of us are gonna have to do 2 steps.
Okay, I can make the inference.
I guess I
take
could write about taking action.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. There's only 5 steps, so only one person will have to do 2.
Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm no good at PowerPoint. I have failed every PowerPoint presentation I've had to give. So, if you guys want to get a good grade, find somebody who can answer PowerPoint. Because it's
So
not.
what we could do for the PowerPoint presentation,
Uh-huh.
we could actually do it over Google Docs.
Okay.
Right.
All of us.
So we could still have like the main dude, whoever wants to be the main dude or dudette, and but we can have it so it's shared between all of us, so all of us can go in there and work on it. There's just one
Okay.
person that will kind of finalize it and make sure
Right.
it flows.
So everybody will be able to edit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in all of these in all of these, we're all working together. There's just one person who just kind of
Overseas.
sure it
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who wants to be in charge of the PowerPoint then?
I can do that, I guess.
That's back. I said that.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem.
You know how to set up a PowerPoint in Google Docs?
Nope, but I'll learn it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you can Google it and it'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And if you want to get your email, you can get your the BYU Idaho email. I downloaded the Outlook client onto my cell phone,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
I can tie that into the BYU Idaho email, and I can get my email anywhere.
Oh, cool. Well,
Yeah, I do that
the thing is, out at the site where I work, I don't get phone reception either. Like, I'm not kidding you when I say I literally am like in a almost bunker out in the middle of the desert. Like, all I have around me are mountains and elk.
You're restricted to it. Yeah, you can't
I
do
am.
anything till you're not at work.
Yeah, and I'm at work from like 5 in the morning till about 5 in the afternoon.
Yikes. I hope that's 4 days a week and not 5.
Yeah, it is. It's 4 days a week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are off.
Awesome.
There you
Yeah, I like that trade.
Okay.
All right, so
the
then
research.
we're on. Sorry, go ahead.
They wanted to know in plain English our research. So, what is the sugar content of different brands of white bread?
Should we add in there what is the sugar content per serving?
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have to, do we only want white bread, or do we want other varieties?
I think the more specific, probably the better.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
there's some breads that are going to kind of skew it because like there's
Right.
sweet Hawaiian bread, and that's going to have a lot more sugar. So
Right.
if it's all white bread, then at least it's all the same type and it shouldn't be skewed.
Right, and different types of bread are geared for different things. Like, your whole wheat, 100% whole cracked wheat's going to be geared towards health people. They're going to naturally use less sugar. So.
And then like cinnamon swirl bread is
Right,
geared towards chubby
exactly.
people like me.
Amen.
That stuff's
stuff,
delicious.
right?
Yeah. So it says, what population are you studying? So, do we want to do specific brand name breads? Like,
I think just the white bread is the population.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be?
Because there's a variety of breads, we're only targeting the white bread. That would be our population.
so we don't. Okay. So, what's the experimental unit? In other words, what's the smallest entity for which you are collecting a single piece of data to be used for analysis?
It would be the different brands then. wouldn't it?
Slice.
Per
Would it be
serving.
that, or what?
Or it'd be per serving.
Okay, different content per serving.
And she can correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, I think this is why she needs to approve
Yeah.
it.
So we don't do ourselves dirty from the beginning.
Yeah.
So what's our response variable?
Quantitative.
Sugar per serving, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so.
Yeah, we're doing the sugar per serving.
Okay, what's your response variable, quantitative or categorical?
Quantitative.
It is going to be that, isn't it? Because we're doing
Yes.
grams.
That's
Yep.
right.
And then are we going to be using ANOVA since we'll have a lot of samples, or is it just one
I-
sample because it's all white bread?
No, I think we need.
I don't know.
I think we need to break it down because we're going to have the white sourdough, we're going to have the white Hawaiian, we're going to have the white Italian, we're going to have the plain generic white store bread
Right.
and stuff, don't you think? So ANOVA would probably be the easiest one to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are your null and alternative hypothesis? So HO equals less than how. Does anybody have any idea, or do you want me to run downstairs and look on a loaf of bread?
I hardly.
Well, for this, all we have to
Oh,
do
red.
is just say that they're going to be equal, right?
They're going to be well. If we're doing ANOVA, it's going to they're either going to be equal or they're not. That's
Okay,
the
so-
only options.
So HO is equal,
Maybe you can just do UX equals U, whatever. UCC equals UNU, NC? Or do we need to come up with the actual numbers?
I don't think we have to come up with, I don't know. Well, put it in and we'll see if she comes back. We obviously need numbers here.
Okay.
I have 1 gram of sugar in this one.
Awesome. That's a good one.
My homemade bread definitely has more sugar than that.
Mine too, if it's homemade.
Yeah, I like it to be a little sweeter.
1 slice.
Okay.
Well, this is grandma's homemade.
Oh, I see. On the next page, it says HO equals M equals M equals M. Is that the kind of one we want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds right.
Yeah, where they're all similar.
Yeah, okay.
And then the null would be at least one mean is different.
That's right.
Okay, which sampling method will your group use? Systematic sampling tester?
Don't
What do
we
you
need
think,
this?
guys? I think if we go to the grocery store, we could do some random sampling, don't you think?
Yeah, I
Well,
think
Or should we do systematic?
it's more. We're gonna just start. Are we gonna look at all the loaves of bread, or we're just gonna look at every second loaf of bread?
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't look at them all. We'd be there for 2 days. So.
Yeah. Well, how many samples are we planning to gather? Just 5, 10? I mean, that still takes time to.
I think if we each got 5, that'd probably be plenty, don't you?
yeah.
But we need to
I
make
think
sure we're not crossing up on each other too.
Right.
We'll have to check back. Five samples, different brands. From Idaho, Nevada, and Arizona. How's that? Okay. So
So how are we gonna do it? Which one did we say?
I didn't say. I just said we're going to do 5 samples of different brands, but
I hear what you're saying though about systematic because we got to kind of plan it.
yeah, because we can't all be doing, like the Sara Lee Italian bread and find, it's all the
Right.
same, we all end up with the same data. So I think we have to probably
We almost need to get a list.
Yeah, first thing we need to do is go to our stores and see what kinds they have, and then we can filter from there. And then we can,
Probably make a list of
yeah.
We can
breads
list
and
all the
then
brands and then choose every 5 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, get
because some
this.
brands are in all our stores,
Right.
And some aren't.
but the generics, right? There's some generics that will each have a different version of.
And not to get too specific, but do we want to select different stores? I mean, because I know Aaron and I are in the same area, so we have the same stores.
Well, don't you guys have little local stores though?
We do.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
one of
And
us
then-
could
and
do
then we
Roland,
have-
and then
Yeah.
like the other one could do either Smith's or Winco.
Yeah, or I even have a Sam's Club membership. I can go there too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
even better.
there you go. Yeah, see, I have a Sam's, but I don't have a membership, and I don't have those other 2 here in Arizona at all.
Okay, then
I have a Fry's and a Food City.
I don't
fair
have
enough.
them.
I really don't want to go into Food City.
I can go into Sam's
Yeah.
Club then. That'll work.
I've
Does
got
it-
a big variety here, so
Okay, there you go.
Winco has a ton too, like you said, Aaron. Winco's
Yeah,
bread
I'll probably go
section
to
like
Winco.
bewilders me when I go in there. It's like, man, how many different types of bread can there be?
So, you want to, guys, do you want to do that between now and Thursday, and then we'll come Thursday with our list?
That's perfect. I go shopping on Thursdays anyways.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, we're not supposed to gather data until this is approved.
that's true.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
thank you. That makes my week so much easier.
Yeah, we even have to sign this and say that we agree to not collecting data until it's approved.
That's right.
Okay, so for ANOVA, the requirement would be random sample. So I guess that's what we're going to do.
I don't know that it's really a random sample.
Well, number 10,
Well, if we do, like you said, every fifth one.
it says, please review the requirements for the text in your chosen method from 6 and discuss why your study is in alignment with the requirements. And then our example was ANOVA is number 1, random sample, 2, the data from each group is normal, and 3, the large variance is less than 4 times the small variance. So she used the ANOVA example, which was awfully nice of her.
But in some ways, I'm thinking the ANOVA, it's not really the grouping, because we're doing all white bread. If we were doing a variety of breads, then that would make the ANOVA would make sense, because then we're doing, okay, here's the white category, here's the wheat bread category, here's the organic whatever category.
Right.
You know, I think
So
I've been thinking that too. I'm wondering if that's true. I think that is true. Now that you mention it,
So we'll do different types of bread, different types.
we can either do that, or we just have to change our statistical method. Either one.
we could, if we incorporate more breads than just pure white bread.
I don't
then
think
we
it'd be
can-
any harder to do that.
Let's do different types of bread instead of brands.
Okay.
And
So let's
and we
choose 3 different types of bread, and we
If we did 4, we
four
could
different types of bread.
if we did
Can
4
we do
types of bread, we each could get 1 category.
Yeah. So and then
That's
white,
true,
we don't
yeah.
even have to include all whitish breads. We could do like white, wheat, and then we could do like
Whole grain,
whole grain.
there's 3 categories right there.
organic,
And organic.
all this natural stuff.
Of course, organic could fit in all the other categories too, though. It kind of
Okay, so
overlaps.
It could.
We've got white, we've got wheat, we've got 12 grain.
Well, I think a whole grain, we could just do a whole grain in general, and it'd catch a lot of those.
Yeah, so we have 3,
I don't think.
just 3.
I think 3 categories is good for now.
Okay.
Or unless we did other flavorings of bread that aren't wheat brand, you know, like a pumpkin bread
You could
or
also throw in gluten-free if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah, let's do that for the 4th one, gluten free. That's a good idea.
Okay,
I like that idea a lot. Because then I don't think we'll have any overlap, and we won't be doing any sweet breads, which would throw it off either,
Right.
or as well.
okay, there you go, I got it.
So then we just need to tweak all of them. So like sugar content and per serving of wheat, and throw all those other ones in.
And we still do the ANOVA.
Yep, still do it over. All right, I like that better. I feel better about that.
we might even be able to just find it on Google, some of these,
Yeah.
without having to go to the store and, you know, write it all down.
Yeah, at the same time though, I feel like it's easy. It'll be easier to get. I don't know. For me, I think it would be easier to get a sample at the
Right in
store
front of ya.
here for us to use one of the methods.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I guess on Google you could just look up white bread brands and then choose every 5 and then go look them up.
I don't have a problem going to the store to do this. I can take
Yeah.
this.
Either.
But it wants.
Shopping anyway, you know, so.
So
Yeah.
what method do you think? Do we say systematic?
I think once we decide who's doing what kind, I think we should just go and start with maybe like the 2nd one and then pick every 5th one, or
Right.
Yeah, let's do that. So that would be systematic.
we can pick,
Except,
5 different brands and pick the wheat out of each one of those brands. That might be the way to do it.
To do what now?
You know, if you get assigned like the wheat bread, find the Sara Lee wheat bread, the Oral wheat bread, the the generic store wheat bread
Uh-huh.
and go pick like 5 different loaves of those. Same with the grain, same with the white. That way we've got different brands, so we're not just picking one brand. Does that make sense? Because the sugar level is
Yeah.
going to be the same in the same brand. We've got to
Right.
have
And maybe, right.
So maybe what we could do is just like you said, start with like Sara Lee, and then choose, and then just do every 5
work
or
our way.
every.
Maybe we could come up.
Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe we just need to come up with the whole list of all the brands because we really are trying to find out what. I mean, bread is kind of limited as it is. You've got here's your variety of bread, and maybe I could sit here and try to compile a whole list of different breads,
You know what?
and then we just have to determine.
So let me see if I can
And do
get.
we take,
Mhm.
we take white bread and go and get 20 samples of white bread because there's so much white bread, and then wheat bread maybe we're doing 10 to 15, and then I could see the whole grain being less because I don't think there's as many options for the whole grain as there is for white.
There's a lot of options for.
That's
My
why I
son-
say wing
Yeah, my
color is.
son's bread delivery. There's a billion of these.
So I just
Yeah.
looked up white bread brands on Google, and it came up with 85 products.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
So I mean, we could still go to the store, but it might be easier for choosing what brands we want to do, just to find a list off Google,
Yeah.
and then,
And then we break up the
choose,
list.
just choose every 5 off that list, and either find it at the store or just look it up.
Yeah. I'm going to send a text to my son and see if he can take a picture of his bread section at Fry's tonight
There you go.
because he's got to work inventory tonight.
Yeah, because there's a ton of white bread. I can see us having, how we've had some of those lists that are larger than other lists in the ANOVA?
Yeah.
I can see us having that same thing, a larger white bread list, and then the wheat might not be quite as large, and then I don't see the whole wheat being, not the whatever I just said, the whole grain.
Yeah, you can find lists. I just looked up all of them, and you can find lists of all of them on Google.
Google. Okay. There you go.
And then
So we need to describe in specific detail what we're going to do, right?
Right.
I think right now we just need approval, don't we?
Well, no, we need to fill out this whole sheet, and part of the sheet says describe in specific
Okay.
detail how your group will collect the data using the sampling method we want to do.
Right. Okay.
Okay. What question number are you on?
We were on 8, unless
There we go.
we've just to because you're filling this out, right?
Right. I'm filling it out. I'm writing as we go.
So we just got to solidify exactly what we want to do for our sampling, and then we just got to describe how we're going to do it. So do we want to do where we go to the store and pick every however, or do we want to just look it up on Google and find a list and start from number 1 and choose every 3 or 4 or something like that?
I think we'll get more kudo points if we go to the
store. Because I'm totally fine with that. I have to go to the store anyways.
Yeah,
Right.
I kind of think she'll think we're being lazy if we just Google it all.
Okay, well
Except
then let's say we're doing a systematic, and we're going to start with, because all of us will have Sara Lee, so we'll all start with Sara Lee, and then we choose of the same type of choose every 3 breads of different brands that's in our category. So start with Sara Lee, and then choose the 3rd white bread brand over from Sara Lee. Does that work?
Yep.
So does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
to start.
I don't think we should have too big of a number because there's not going to be that many. So I think every 2 or 3 will still give us plenty of a sample size.
Yeah. That sounds good.
So
Yeah, why-
then we can say for our specifics, we will all go to the store and we will start with Sara Lee, and then we'll go to every 2 brands and look at the sugar contact, and then we'll.
Do you guys have shelves? I mean, I might have like 5 or 6 shelves full of bread, and then wide, going across. So maybe
Yeah, we have big shelves, but I
Oh, yeah.
mean, I still don't think it'll take that long because,
no.
yeah,
What if you took the top shelf and the next person took the second shelf and then the third and then the fourth?
I don't think we need to do that since we're not going to the same store.
And we're not doing the same kind either.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So, but each brand of bread takes up so much space. So I bet you it'd still only
Yeah.
take you about 15 minutes to look over everything.
Yeah, it wouldn't take very long.
No.
People walking by will just think you're very picky about your bread.
Yeah, that's right.
They'll be like, "Oh my goodness, guy, just buy one."
Exactly.
Anyways, so that sounds. I think
Okay,
that's
I'll give you
detailed
5
enough. And try to have 10 to 20 samples each.
More or
Yeah.
less.
Well, I mean, we can just try to do that, and if we can't get that many, then we'll feel terrible, but we'll move on.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Feel shame and move away. Move on.
And then for 10, we can just keep what she has.
Yeah, exactly. It works perfect. 11 is no, 12 is no, and we get to skip to 19 for her approval. How's that?
Boom.
Awesome. We're done. Boom.
Nice.
Okay.
How do we sign this? Do we just, because it says we're supposed to sign it, do you just put our names there?
It's actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I sign it, so you can put my name there.
Yeah, I
There
give
you
you
go.
permission to sign for me too.
Put all our names in there.
Okay,
All
I
right,
will.
I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to work out.
You want to hear about that one kind of bread, the gluten-free, huh?
No, well, I just thought it was a good idea. I actually think gluten-free bread doesn't taste very good.
Yeah, it
and you
doesn't.
also have the kind that you can make. You know how they have those kits that you can make the gluten-free bread?
Oh, I know my mom's gluten-free, and so she makes
Oh.
homemade gluten-free bread all the time, and I just say, poor woman.
Okay.
Regular bread is just so much better.
Nice, big, thick cinnamon roll.
Oh, thanks for that. I gotta go.
Homemade, right?
I think it's, time to find some other project now, because now you made me hungry. What else to do? Alrighty,
gosh.
guys. Until Thursday, I'll get this typed up. I'll get it into her.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Sure.
you, guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Right. Night.